to go up and down. It will not let me change it. And there's going to be people saying, well, why aren't you in landscape? Well, because YouTube and the iPhone hate landscape, I guess. But anyway, I seem to be starting every stream complaining about exactly the same thing. This is Christina BlackFeather, and yeah, I'm live. I'm going to be painting. Not exactly sure what I'm working on, but I have a canvas here, I have some pendants here, and we're just gonna kind of roll on into things. For anybody who does not know me, I run Blackfeathercrafts with my wife, and she did chainmail before. Hi, Gail. Hi, Mom. Carrie and Cindy are up there too, right?
Cindy is.
Cindy. Hi, Cindy. But anyway, paint, chainmail, leather work, woodwork, whatever. Not so much woodwork right now because there's a car in the way of my workshop outside. And winter is coming. That sounded so stark. Oh, good. It shows that I'm live. Awesome. Let's take a look. Good. It shows that I'm live. And I have sound. Wunderbar. All right. I'm going to switch over to live chat. All right. So, I'm a Minnesota artist and pagan artist. Do face painting, do all sorts of weird stuff. Lots of animals and things like that. And this channel, if you're new here too, friendly towards, well, we are part of the LGBTQ, friendly towards alternative religions, because, well, I'm Wiccan, gotta be at that point, and Therian friendly, all of that. So I try to also teach people about my process and different ways of doing paintings and things like that. Projects for teenagers, younger kids. So some of the pendants I'll be working on today are done with air dry clay, which is easy for a lot of kids to get. If you don't have air dry clay, another thing you could do is, it's a messy, messy thing, but get some Elmer's school glue, water, and napkins, and, you know, kind of get them where you can cut out a circle of cardboard, something like that, and then do these over top and, you know, kind of mush it together and make a shape however you want that way. Doing that method, very cheap. If you have to buy napkins, still very, very cheap, especially at Walmart. And I've accidentally stepped on my dragon, which I forgot to bring out here, so we're not showing him today. Hearn the Hunter, my big cardboard one, that's got all the bloody teeth and everything, that was mostly sculpted with napkins and glue. And there's my wife. Hi. And I dropped Hearn the Hunter, and I stepped on him by accident and cut my foot, seriously cut my foot. I bled for my art, and Hearn took absolutely no damage. And I had stepped on one of the horns. And again, the method was the Elmer's school glue, which is a PVA glue, napkins, and water. And that works. That stays on there very well. Stores like Hobby Lobby, and Michael's, and you might even be able to order online. There's products out there that you can use as glazes. Of course, I forgot to bring the glaze out, but there are craft paint glazes you can put over top, and they'll air dry as well. And sometimes I'll coat things with like extreme glitter. If I want something glittery, this is by Folk Art. Another one that you're going to find, I love this stuff. I can't help it. I really, really love it. It's a fantastic product and it gives a really cool finish. This is one of the goddess pendants I did, and I used the extreme glitter. But first, what I did is I did a Americana Georgia clay or terracotta color on the air dry clay, which is white like this. And then I did, and of course I don't have that blue here. I have a color shift blue, like this one. This is extreme sheen. This one's gorgeous. Take the color shift blue over top of the terracotta and don't do it really thick so you get it to look like actual terracotta clay coming through what you would have with a natural glaze using the kiln and all of that stuff like I used to do. And then I finished it with a sheen glittery glaze that Deco Art makes. And I don't know what I did with that bottle, but I do have it. It is by Deco Art, and it seals the stuff very, very nicely. I'm still going to coat everything with resin, but I know not everybody can afford resin. The Deco Art sheen glaze is like $5. That bottle's going to last you a while, unless you're doing huge canvases, of course, then it's not. But for small projects like making your own pendants, this works out really well. You can see the dragon's got a good sheen to him. And no, I haven't set any of these in hemp yet. My hands have been pretty bad, so I've been avoiding braiding right now. But like here's a Therian pendant I did, and you can see all I did was use the white clay and paint pen, and then I put that glaze over top of it, and it does have that sparkle. It's pretty well solidified the piece, and this is good. That one bottle this size for about $5 or $6 is going to last you a long time. The only reason I coat them more in resin is it gives extra water protection. But, you know, if that's not an issue, this will be good enough. And it's affordable. I know a lot of teenagers don't have a lot of money. You want to go affordable. And you want to go things that are going to be easy and fun to produce. So yeah, that's my bit on some of my favorite stuff. It's like this one is Dragonfly Glaze by Folk Art. Maybe it is the Dragonfly I'm thinking of. They have different colors of glazes. This one's more the purple metallics, holo colors. And then, like I said, you got the extra sheen. That's what they call it, especially for nails. Hollow, holo. People call it both things for nails. But you get the same result. Yeah. But then people mistake HOLLOW. So they say holo. But yeah, I mean, you look, the labels pretty much say, yes, this is what you're getting inside these bottles. So, good stuff. So, I'm going to try and flip this around and grumble at YouTube some more. Closet goblins. Thank you, Forrest Valkai. I wanted to say, Forrest, there was a point where you did say, I know you now say Ronald the Closet Goblin, but at one point during One episode, I think, of Atheist Experience, you said Roger the Closet Goblin. We took Roger to a whole new level, and at some point, I'm going to be doing a drawing of Roger for you because it's stuck. It's Roger the Closet Goblin. And Animal is a closet goblin. Uh, Oscar the Grouch is a trash goblin. Yep. So, but yeah, the closet goblins, especially when we get frustrated, yeah, they come out all the time. So here we go. We're going to flip this after our silliness here. Ignore the mess. Well, it's not really bad today. Sorry for the camera quake, though, because I got to flip this camera. This is the easiest way I've got to do this, and I'm using my iPhone. Just got to stabilize the stupid thing. There. Not yet. Come on. Seriously? Now it's complaining about camera orientation. Oh my gosh. The iPhone is the best camera I have. But YouTube does not like it. Come on. Sound like I'm talking to the horse, trying to get it to stand still for me. Okay. I can work with that. Let's flip the power cord over here. I have the phone plugged in, so no headphones, and I apologize, but that's what it is. So, super messy palette. I wish I could get this higher off of the desk. This is bugging me. But YouTube might complain. I'm going to try one more time here. It's an old bendable rack. It does what it's supposed to do, but it takes a bit of adjusting. Okay, that's better. All right, let's zoom in.
Zoom.
Okay, much happier. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I have this goddess pendant over here, gonna work on. I apologize for the bad desktop here. It's an old desk, it's had better days. And then my wife's little chainmail flowers that I like to fiddle with. I kind of like my worry stones on this desk, I swear. I was also going to show one of the things you can do. This is what a finished resin will look like. You can see nice and shiny, water sealed. This is a rock, and I have to resin a magnet on the back of it yet, but I'm keeping this one. It's my dragon. But yeah, the resin will give you a really good finish. If you can afford to buy resin, it is worth it.
And it gives you something handy to chuck at me.
Yeah. I'm not going to chuck anything at you, though. You know what? I got this little rock here. This is actually one of Mom's previously painted rocks. I don't know what I'm doing with the back, but we're going to flip over to the front of it. I'm doing that first.
Previously painted rocks?
Yeah, see, it's got a big white glob on it. This was out of the batch of rocks, the box that Mom gave me.
Oh.
Yeah. To paint on, might as well paint on it. So I'm going to zoom a little closer.
Zoom.
Move the horse out of the way. Okay, so now that one, I did not do the rock. I didn't paint any black base color on it. You can do any color base color you want. Sometimes with my dragons, I like to have a nice natural surface. So that's what we're gonna go with. I'm using for my tiny detail work, I'm using Army Painter. And these are like really super tiny brushes. You can kind of see it. Fantastic brushes. I paid about, I think like 10 each, but they're so good. They're just nice. Sorry. Zero sugar Mountain Dew. I need caffeine. So I think we might do a blue dragon on this one. So I'm just gonna, I do have like Apple Barrel and Craft Smart. I sometimes will pick up paints at thrift stores, but not always. It's gotten to where I think it's worth just buying the paints from the craft stores instead, because a lot of times if you buy a pack of used paint from the thrift store and you open them up, either the paints stink on the inside of the bottles, which means that they have mold inside, or they're hard. You'll still get the liquid from the stuff that they treat the paint with to keep it liquid inside the bottle, but then what happens is that the paint itself turns into this big glob inside of that liquid, and you just don't get anywhere. So not worth buying those unless you're able to take the entire, all of them out of the bag and shake them up individually, and they kind of frown on that sort of thing at the thrift store. Oh, I shook that up and that color's not mixing. Let's try now. There we go. And white.
What is that noise? Oh, cat grooming.
Cats must groom.
She's noisy.
For my dragons, I have different colors of white. I have a brand of white that's kind of an off white or ivory, which I really like. For my dragons, I will do a glossy white. For realistic canvases, I will use a matte white if I'm doing realistic hair or anything like that. I will repost some pictures of like Corwin with his water bottle and stuff. I had used a matte white with that canvas, and it came out very nice. Okay, so in this case here, we are going to start with just the light blue that I've got on the thing. And I'm trying not to block myself in here from my light, but I have no way around it. You're going as light touch as you can. I'm not doing a sleeping dragon on this one. It's going to be another flying dragon. What you're basically doing is exaggerating the form of a horse. And because it's a dragon, you don't have to be, you know, realistic, so to speak. They're starting off with an S will give you a really nice dragon shape. I'm not doing any yellow in this one because I don't want it to turn into greens. I want it to be strictly blues. Now, if you want to make rocks that are going to be aquarium safe, you have to cover them with an aquarium safe resin. You can't just use any kind of resin. It's not going to work. It'll kill the fish. So you need one that is safe for fish. Art resin and things like that are not it. And the stuff that is made for aquatics is going to be a bit more expensive. And the reason I mention this is because this is starting to look like an aquatic dragon. And with the dragons, you can go as stylized as you want. Okay. Then I am going to go with a darker blue. Mix that in a bit. Lay down your blocks of color. And you're going to take, it's going to require a steady hand when you use black to do lines. Black and white. I am not using a magnifying glass, and I'm not using the phone camera. That's for you guys. I am looking at it when I straighten up, but the painting I'm actually doing freehand with just my eyeballs. Do a little line there to hint at the wing in the back. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the horn on that side. There we go. I think I have an idea. That's scary. Mudbrooker! Pelican Graphos brand. Do I do any pen and ink? Ooh. Yes, I do. I still have my pens from high school, from my high school art teacher, and then extra ones she gave me as well. And I have inks and stuff. I don't get to work on it very often, but yeah, I would love that Mudbrooker. That would be so awesome. I think I'm gonna end up having to use a little yellow, but that will be for right there. I think I have an idea what I'm doing with this guy. On my sketchbook, I use the Sharpie fine points, but for actual pen and ink work, I love doing the dip pens, you know, the actual dip inks, and it's a pleasure working with those. Instead of trying to do scales this tiny, there's no way you're ever gonna do it. I just use dots, and it kind of hints at the scales. And you got to use very little paint on the brush to do this part. So you wipe a lot of the paint off. I'm sorry, I get pretty concentrated when I get to working on this tiny detail. Okay. And I want to kind of create a joint right there for the fin. Whoops. Not a bad whoops, I just was out of paint on one side of the brush. Now this is with that Army Painter brush, so like I said, the super duper tiny details. I've been too lazy to work on my art room lately and try to get that back together. But once I do, I gotta dig out some of my Dungeons and Dragons miniatures and get to working on them, because that would be a lot of fun.
That'd be cool.
Still not sure if I want to paint on the lead miniatures I got. Oh, thank you, Mudbrooker. That is going to be so fun. I can't wait. That means I have to do a project in them. I'm good with that. All right, I thought, yeah, there's a super dark one. There we go. I'm actually going to, I think, leave that fin like that. Kind of like it. So let's add a little more white into that though. There we go. Now I'm getting the white to lay down. All right. So it's really simple to do any kind of stylized dragon on a rock, especially when you're painting one this small. If I do bigger ones, I go into a lot more detail and get them closer to realism, but this is a very small size. And you can get something pretty effective with this. This could be a celestial dragon too. Don't know. Okay, that looks actually pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. 4 colors. There you go. That one is done. I'll just set him aside. It's amazing what you can do with just 4 simple colors. This one I still don't know what I'm doing with this one. I don't like the color blend in here. It just, the purple looks wonky. So sometimes just sit on something and decide what to do with it later.
That rock is too small for you to sit on.
Well, yeah. Can't quite sit on it. It might get shoved up into crevices. You don't want it. Trying to sit on it. Ow.
That one went awfully far.
No, it didn't.
No.
Oh, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Okay, what have I got here? Still not feeling... Right now she looks like an alien. I'm not feeling inspired with her right now. Possibly heading to that one. Now I gotta look at what paw prints I had used. Let's see. Yeah, that was the cat. That's what I thought. All right. So we got more of a natural shaped indented paw print here for the cat. And so what you want to do is come up with a base color first. And what do I want to do with that? think I am going to do, when it comes to paw prints, I get very set on my greens and browns.
Only if you step in one.
If I step on them, yeah, that would do it. So let's go with that brush. I'm gonna lay down a base coat. I don't care if it gets in the paw print itself, because that's going to be,
Do you want a model?
oh, we got a cat.
Do you want a model for the paw print? There.
Oh, I must pet the cat. Okay.
Okay.
Cat got kisses. We're good. I didn't take out one of the brushes I needed.
That's my kitten.
Need something to be able to spread color. A little bigger coat there. Chell's got a good coat.
Joe does have a good coat. So soft.
Those are not it. Could have sworn I had one more of those colors, but I don't. Okay. Now let's try this brush. Will get me more. Oh, look, there was a cat hair. Imagine that.
Where would that come from?
I don't know.
She heard you were using brushes with a single hair and decided
Decided-
to provide you on
Yeah.
raw materials.
Or that or the cat paw print she felt needed to have cat hair.
Makes it more authentic.
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-oh, somebody's schmirgling her teddy bear. Yes, Chell has her own teddy bear.
that's Scruffy Bear.
A scruffy bear. It's a scruffy looking teddy bear, and she absolutely loves it. I got it for Troy in one of the hospital stays, but Chell has claimed it, like she has claimed every drama yama. The one was nice, super soft microfiber Yama. She felted it. She schmirgled it so much that it's turned into a felted mat. So if I ever need a lot of needles at once for felting, I just let Chell's claws go a bit and hand her a project, and she can felt on it for me.
She's got 8 needles.
Yes, she does. Okay,
In
now
the
I'm
front.
gonna take the Deco Art Metallic. Okay, the jingle is the bells
It's
on
got
the
jingle
chainmail.
paint?
No, I have jingle paint. Doggone it, I shook that up. And all I got was the extra fluid there.
Me?
Which there's a lot of it in with the metallics.
Me? Keeps your tail.
So this is a very easy one. If you take the metallic over top of a base color, it's going to give you a lot of coverage, get rid of the white, and you get to hear the cat. Okay, now back to the small brush. double use for the napkins. You can still use them for gluing projects and making paper clay out of them after you use them for cleaning off brushes.
Oh, what?
Oh boy, she's got a schmirgle happening and meowing over there.
What is it?
So funny. She's such a spoiled cat. I went to brush my hair earlier, had to brush her hair with my hairbrush. She gets very demanding about it.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, me. There we go.
Oh, back to Schmirgle and Scruffy.
Again, this is the air dry clay. If you do buy this one from the craft store, it's one that has a horse head. It's a black package. And I think it's from Italy. I forgot the brand name, but it is the best rated clay for strength out there. So you can do dollhouse dishes and make dolls with it. Just all sorts of things. You can sand it, you can glaze it. It's really I think you can drill it as well. It's really a good clay.
It slices, it dices, makes julienne fries in 3 different shapes.
Oh dear. Gail. Help me.
Yet.
That's right. I was not allowed to bring her back once we got married. I got told that specifically. Oh my gosh, that cat's talking like crazy over there. She's so funny. When you turn this, you can see the gaps where you didn't get the black paint in, or whatever color you're working with. Fortunately, acrylic dries really fast on this clay, so it'll be easy to flip over and do the other side. Although I let them cure for a couple days before I go and do the other side, just so in case there is a spot that didn't dry fully, you're not smearing it all over. It looks like I got everything covered. Okay. Then I want to do the Therian symbol on this one, but I need to figure out what I'm doing. Let's go with the bronze. Shake it up really good. And this is a Deco Art Metallic again. The color I'm using is Espresso. These paints lay down so nicely. They're fantastic. I'm gonna go back in with the super fine brush again. Dry the brush off thoroughly. Because you're doing fine line work, you want complete control of the paint. This is not going to be a perfect circle. Because the other side is going to be a portrait of a cat, which I may or may not get to today. If I'm going to let it cure the way I want, I won't be getting to it today. There we go. Do. I still haven't gone through all my YouTube music yet to see what I can have for background music.
Clink, 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 clink.
Oh dear. And then the cat, meow meow. Oh my goodness. This is what I go through every day.
You volunteered.
I did, yes. I married you.
You poor fool.
Yeah, but on the vengeance side of the coin, you married me.
Yes, but I never thought it would mean living with the Orange Terror Muppet.
Oh yes, my albino bristlenose plecostomus, which I gotta get that 45-gallon tank set up because he's getting huge. And that is the Orange Terror Muppet. Because he is orange. And he's bristly, so he looks like a Muppet. An aquatic Muppet. There we go. Just pretty subtle. If people aren't looking for it, they're not going to really notice. And the reason I do these as double-sided pendants is because you can just flip the whole necklace around and have just the cat portrait showing and your symbol closer to your heart, so to speak. Which I do that with any pentacle pendants too, because especially if you wear them at work, certain religions are allowed to wear their religious jewelry. Other religions not, because people have bad associations with them. So that's why I do things the way I do. Okay, so it is a little harder to see, but you know, the main focus is the cat paw. And that's what we want, is the cat paw. So I'm also going to, I'm not going to do any line work around that, more I think about it. So that one's got to dry. The metallic paint does take longer to dry, I think, because it's got more treatment stuff in it to keep the metallic flowing right. Now this one is one I was staring at. No.
There's a floofy. There's a floofy.
Do I have any that have more?
Pretty.
What print is this?
Oh, Tommy.
Oh, when did I grab here?
Hello, belly bump.
Yeah, barometer belly bump. I don't even know what some of these are that I did. It's been a while. And I used about 5 or 6 different references for animal tracks. What is that? Well, this may have been a moment of what the heck was I thinking? Huh. No clue.
What was that noise? Hitting rootin'?
Yeah. I don't know what this one is. Okay, that goes over here. I think this one. I know I thought I had one of them was either a skunk or a squirrel. A squunk. I almost said a squunk. Not a squirrel.
Now she's inventing animals.
I kind of like that. That sounds kind of neat. A squunk.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's the noise you make when you hit a deer with your tractor.
Squunk. Oh my gosh. The heck is this one?
I thought we determined that it's a squunk.
This I think is a squirrel.
Nope, that's a baby skunk.
I'm just not gonna be able to get that one out of my head now.
That one's a juvenile.
A squunk. Well, it's not a hamster. It's not a possum. I've done a possum. A squunk. I just. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay, squirrel front foot and hind foot. That ain't it. Was I just out of my mind when I was sculpting these?
Yep.
I do not know what I was doing or what I was thinking. And that's a very terrifying thought. Well, okay. Set that one aside. This is when you have the failures. Some of these are shaped where I think almost like a tortoise shell, but okay, what's this one? Almost a ferret. Definitely a rodent. Now I'm trying to identify my own animal tracks. This is just really painful. That other one is a squirrel. I just found it. It's a variant on a squirrel paw print. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go something a little less natural and have a little fun with this one because it's a squirrel. You gotta have fun with a squirrel. Well, not too much fun with a squirrel because they can be absolutely irritating, especially when they break into your house. Although my one that showed up with hazelnuts to the front door and was knocking on the front door the one day came back and was sitting on my front step. And I was opening the door and he was looking at the door again. It's like, I am not just randomly letting you in. This isn't happening. It'd be really funny to do one. Slappy the squirrel. Like Slappy, she was a pretty great character. There we go. Hold that a little better. I thought this one was a squirrel. Chell, what is the matter? Okay, then well, that's a glaze. I don't want to put that over top of it yet. What's this one? Metallic garnet. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's do that. All right. Working fast to blend this in. Okay. Just have to be careful though to make sure the garnet doesn't end up making it look like blood. Then you have roadkill squirrel. I'm going into some very disturbing places today. Let's go back to the white. We're gonna lighten this up in the center. Chill, what? Meow, you got your glitter? I said glitter and you got your kitty glitter? Meow. Have you got your kitty glitter? Dynamite was out this morning and so was Sasquatch, and I was feeding him, and Dynamite was rolling all over being just adorable. She was getting all the pettings. Very cute little cat. Going back over with the pink because I need to blend just a little better here. Okay, that looks a little better. All right. And Balaam is grooming Troy's head. I swear I have a petting zoo. The other night, I sat and was talking to the possum on the fence. I've had this possum, it's been about 2 feet from me, and we thought at first we had a prowler, so the possum has been named Prowler. And one of my patients told me on no uncertain terms I am not allowed to have him as a pet. There will be no possums in the house. Like, aw. It's like my mom had a pet skunk named Rosebud in the house. I know there's atheist I actually follow on TikTok that he has like ferrets and stuff like that. And he's got a possum in the house. The possum decided it was in the house, not him. And he carries the thing around. It sits on his shoulder and he pets it and it drools. Oh my God, they drool. It's kind of gross looking. They're gross and cute at the same time. I imagine it would freak the cats out. That would be funny though. Right now I just got to work on being able to pick up both the cats outside. And then once I can get them comfortably to where they're okay being held enough, then I can get animal rescue. But I also this week have to put together the outdoor cat shelter. I got the good sized tub at Home Depot for about, I think I paid like 24 for it. And one of the neighbors donated cushions for lawn chair, so the cats will have something to sleep on inside the shelter. And then I got environmentally safe styrofoam board that I'm going to put around the Rubbermaid tub, or Sterlite, or whatever brand it is. And then another neighbor is giving me some plywood to put around that. So I actually build a frame that's insulated to just have the box be in. So it's gonna stay a little more insulated and warm for the cats. Probably end up being a possum house with my luck. Well, then part of the petting zoo was ended up with a younger turkey walking through my yard the one day, and he circled my vehicle a couple of times. He or she, I'm not sure. Didn't have a big tail fan, so it might have been a young female. But then they walked through the entire garden looking for things, and it's like, I have a petting zoo. Okay. So yeah, and it does end up looking a little messy, like the squirrel actually did step. So I'm going to put a little divot right there too, where there is a divot in the clay. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do on this side with this one. I may go back to it later. I don't know. No, I was back to that one. Oh my gosh, I can't be this tired. This one doesn't exactly look like the fox or coyote. Yeah, the foot shape's all wrong for any of that. Yeah, that ain't a fox. I think this one was just badly done. Yes, you can critique your own work to that level. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Yeah, I don't know. Squirrel ones are funny. Squirrels are funny. Oh, they have cut and paste worksheets for helping kids recognize animal prints. Huh, cool. I have no idea. I think this one was just badly done on my part. All right. Well, shoot. How long have we been going? Okay, that's good. Yeah, some of these kind of cracked a little bit, but nothing terrible. All right, let's go with that one. That doesn't have a print on the back. All right. What am I wanting to paint? Oh, neat. They have animal footprint stencils. Cool. Let's take a look. Those are on Amazon. That actually, well, they're hard stencils though. Can't use them on face painting. They show them as giant on the wall, which, yeah, I doubt it if they can fit on a coffee cup. Okay, well, that was funny. All right. So let's go over to want to do something kind of cute on this one. I don't know what. I'm thinking an otter because I otter. I don't know. I've never painted an otter, but I mean, I recently did a possum. Have done possums a few times. I'm gonna go with the darker blue first. might do 2 different otter scenes on this one. Okay. So I'm gonna have to, let's see. So something I was thinking might work. Let's see. Not that. This is sometimes what I just go through with just researching. And it's so small that I don't know what kind of detail I'm going to be able to get. All right, let's go for it. Get some browns out. A little more white. And you think the water, I got pretty effective looking water with just 2 colors. You can do a lot with a simple color palette and not very many paints. So again, makes it pretty affordable for a lot of people. And if you can't do freehand, you can always copy one of the old techniques that I still use. Instead of using the printer, or if you do a printer and want to shrink something down and not wreck your, not how can I say it? Get it to a size you want, and then take carbon paper, which is very cheap on Amazon, and you put the carbon paper, tape it down on your project, put the piece you're going to copy over top of that and tape it down, and then just trace the lines on the piece you're going to copy. And that will use the carbon paper to transfer the design to your object, and then you can paint. And you have your outline right there. And carbon paper can be reused over and over and over again. So one packet goes a long way. Okay. All right. This is going to be hard because this is not a very big space for a portrait. I'm blocking in color at this point. Okay, now we're going to block in some white. This is still using that Army Painter brush. Like I said, they're expensive, but this is so worth it, you guys, to buy one of these brushes or a few of them. Go to any store that sells Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder products, anything like that. You'll be able to, they usually will have them in their miniatures painting section. So you can see them physically and pick out the brush you want. Having a little trouble laying down that one color because the blue is still pretty intense under there. Okay, there we go. Well, that looks good. It's already looking like an otter. It's looking like an otter. I don't think I'm gonna tire of that. Okay. Now I'm gonna go over to the black. That is where I put the black. Again, when you start doing line work, you want to have your brush almost dry. Because you don't want the paint to run at this stage. And especially on something this tiny, that could mean a disaster. You have to completely start over if you have it run at this point. Which makes it a little difficult. So you have to be careful to use a light touch as well. And it gets kind of hard to see what you're doing. Okay. So still a very light touch. Okay, a little bit more. This is where I'm working the hair in. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the white. Might have to use gray for the whiskers. Entirely possible. I need them to stand out from everything else. I'll have to redo some of the black on the ear. And I'm gonna try just by touch to get a tiny, tiny dot of white on the eye. Teensy spot on the nose. Okay. And I'm gonna go some more in with the blue. Go back in with the brown a little bit, if I can find it. There it is. Because you have the otter is kind of showing under the water a little bit. So you want some of that brown coming through. Teensy bit of white again for lines in the water. I lost my white. There it is. Problem with a messy paint palette. Nice. All right, we're gonna get some very light gray mixed and do his whiskers. If I can. There we go. Can't do as many whiskers as you'd like, but okay, back over to the black. It takes practice to get used to this brush and being able to see what you want on it. Okay, that's an otter. Then yeah, he came out like he's supposed to. I didn't make the joke that time. Let's see where we're at. All right. I think I'm going to call it at that. That came out really nice. I like that. I'm gonna let these dry, and on the next stream I'll do the back sides of some of these pendants and see where we are from there. In the meantime, let me zoom the camera out. Flip it back over. Hello, ceiling. Okay, I needed to kind of show the one I just finished yesterday so you can see them live. I've been kind of busy with stuff. So one of them I recently did, of course, was the Keeper of Knowledge. Horace the Toad, carrying the book on his back. So I had fun doing him. Then this is the one I finished yesterday. Somebody I work with suggested that I do a possum in a top hat and a monocle, so I did. And I really like him. I think he just came out spectacular. It was a lot of line work with the hair, but it worked out really nice. And of course, this one's still one of my favorites, is Bartholomew Bunny. And I don't know, all these characters in this book are starting to take on their own life inside my head. So at some point, I mean, my plan is that they're going to be a module for Pathfinder. But they're starting to develop their own stories and their own personalities and everything. And they're starting out here. So this is like the first time that I've started things inside a sketchbook and then had that sketchbook and the design and the character drawing develop into something. Normally I work from the story outward into drawings and stuff, and it hasn't been always the most successful for me in that way. While I have an idea of what the character should, what their personality is and all of that stuff, I can't seem to get it to translate as well from the story to the canvas as easy it has been to get it from the canvas into a story, because I'm seeing the character as a person. I'm seeing them. There's a visual that happens once they're on paper that I kind of get to know them that way. It's really a different method for how I've been done things in the past with storytelling. So I don't know if eventually there might be a children's book coming out of this or what's going to happen. I don't know. But that's them there. And then I'm also developing some small zines for people to print out. I'd like to eventually open a Patreon for extra support on this channel, but I want extras other than just extra graphics on the live chat. I don't want to go that route. I will. I mean, but higher tiers will be able to get printables. And beyond that, I might be able to do something where I send something out that is an actual, maybe a zine modified or a playing card or something that I've done art on. I don't know yet. Stuff I'm working on because I'm also participating in a monthly crafters market as well. So, trying to sort out what's going to be sold on Etsy and what is going to be sold in person at this crafters market. Um, Boy, this just kind of went a little wonky, didn't it? There. So this one, I know I've put pictures up on my community tab of this one, but this was the most recent. The Kelpie itself was done. God, I really like this thing on camera. That just looks darn cool. That's insane. I love it. I did get some good dimensionality out of it. What's really funny is I showed this to my mom and my sister. Now, my mom is a retired artist and a retired nurse, and she's starting to have some memory issues that are kind of progressing quicker than we had hoped. And so she quit painting altogether. She told me a couple weeks ago that she hates painting. I'm like, because it was her old life, and it's like it's something you can still do, but she does not want to. But and I've posted photos of my mom's work on my community tab as well. But my sister and my mom both said this thing's scary as heck, and it's like, well, it is a Kelpie. They are supposed to be terrifying. They are a fae that is very terrifying. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. And then, of course, making stretch bracelets and getting some. I'm going to have some stretch bracelets in with the rubber duck toys and some other toys for Halloween to give out. And I did buy some candy, but I don't give out a lot of candy. I'd rather give something out that the kid's going to have that's tangible, and, even the teenagers. Just something that they can enjoy a little bit longer than one night in the stomach, and the gut ache involved, maybe. I don't know. Especially when you got so many kids nowadays that are allergic to so much stuff. It's not a risk I want to take. And so, I mean, if they want candy, it'll be there, but no, I mainly do the toys, and I like to do the plur bracelets, the simple candy bracelets. I like to do those because it's just something fun, especially for the kids. I started where one of my disabled children now is collecting candy because I made him a couple candy pieces, and then his classmates decided he needed more. And so I've just been having some fun with that. And so, yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. I've been super tired, though. I am working full time, which is nice, and just trying to hang everything together. And, I've been doing a lot more creative things off camera. I tried to teach myself crochet. Try is the key word. Mind you, I have trouble holding the threads in a position, like I guess you're supposed to kind of wrap around here somehow, and then here, and to keep the tension. And there's days I can't hold my hand in any sort of position for very long to hold those threads in place like that. And so I can't have a stable tension. and it gets very frustrating. And the one place that I work, the light is not great either. So other than drawing or bringing a whole bunch of my lamps with, I have a hard time doing anything that requires uh, good visual of any sort. Even the real tiny chainmail is hard to do, because I need one of the desks there and a lamp, and because that spot for charting has got not only the good desk overhead lamp, but has the big computer on it that most of the nurses like to use. So it's kind of hard for me to do that chainmail at that house. But I have different projects, and that's why I have different projects. Um, but yeah, I would love to be able to do crocheted toys and stuff, but it's like that's not going to be a thing. Um, so I went and got my sewing stuff back out because I do make handmade stuffies out of socks and baby socks. That come out really cute, like ponies and things like that. So I'm back to doing those. I'm working on a dragon right now. And then I'm trying to figure out where I hid my needle felting from the cats so that I can get that back out and get to working on some needle felted stuff again too. So that stuff is easier when the light's not the greatest. But for some reason, it's just crochet just didn't do it. And I love the look of crochet. I would love to be able to do it, but I guess I have enough things. That's what's being told. I have enough things. So anyway, thank you for popping in to everybody that did. If you come by later and watch this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this stream. Get my name out there. Um, it's hard for artists to get going now unless their channels have been around for, and big forever and a day. And I'm trying to get bigger at it. So get more known. And so yeah, if you come by and can share some of that stuff, it'd be fantastic. And there's plenty more art videos. Um, I've got shorts of animals and drawings and stuff like that too. So I want to say thank you, and you guys have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you later, and blessed be. Take care.